Flowback analysis techniques of shale formations. First off, what is flowback? Flowback is a process in which fracture fluid is recovered from the well to the surface. The process may include the return of any energized gases that have been injected into the well during the fracturing process, such as nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. The purpose of flowback is to safely recover these substances from the well and transition the marketable hydrocarbons of the well stream to a sales pipeline or storage tank. In California, oil and gas companies use a method to extract oil at a lot faster rate deep below thousands of feet into the Monterey Shale called hydraulic fracturing. Hydraulic fracturing is the process of drilling and injecting fluid, mainly water and other chemicals, into the ground at a high pressure in order to fracture shale rocks to release natural gas inside. Upon completion, about 20 to 30% of the water fluid being used in the well flows back to the surface, creating flowback. Downsides of flowback in California. The flowback fluid can contain dangerous chemicals such as benzene, toluene, radioactive material like radium-226, etc. Extra measures must be taken in order to ensure the environment doesn't get contaminated by these fluids.
Flowback and the Barnett Shale. In the Barnett Shale, water usage is divided up between hydraulic fracturing estimated at 95%, while drilling and other uses comprise of the remaining 5%. Most of the flowback water at this time is not reusable, however, they are developing recycling processes. After the fracturing, approximately 25% of the water that was injected into the well is collected over the next several days. This is where the term flowback comes from. Typically, the most water collected is within 8 to 14 days after the completion of the well. In many of these locations, independent companies and labs, often colleges, have sampled water from the streams and water sources in the area. Most people are concerned with the bacteria and chemicals that are left in the flowback water. If they are reabsorbed into the system, they can cause problems later. If the water has been treated, it can return to the surface. In Texas, industrial water recycling has given oil and gas companies the ability to reuse the flowback water, but only in very small amounts because the price to treat it is very high. In the Barnett Shale, it is estimated that only 5% of flowback water is reused. If this process could be made more affordable, it would greatly reduce the need for fresh water. In order to reuse the flowback water, it must first be treated. Only water that rises to the surface in the first 10 days is considered practical to reuse and recycle. Not only does the recycling make the use for clean water drop, but it also reduces the need for disposal of the bad water. If water has to be trucked off, it can add up quickly, normally consisting of millions of gallons that either needs to be hauled off or inserted into an injection well.
Flowback techniques in China. The advancement of non-water fracturing is developing for uses in regions similar to China. Abundant water sources located in the mountainous regions, deeper formations lead to higher production costs, more fracturing, higher drilling, and greater technical challenges. Foam fluids consisting of water mixed with high-pressure nitrogen or carbon dioxide gas can be offered as a solution for commercialized technology modified for reservoirs with lower pressure volumes. Energized solutions can be improved performance by 1.6 through 2.1 times, significantly recovering more hydrocarbons as opposed to non-energized solutions. Performance can be enhanced due to the increase of total flowback volume and rate.
Proper disposal of flowback fluid is critically important to protection of both surface and groundwater. The vast majority of flowback fluids are disposed of in an underground injection well. In the United States, the responsibility lies with one or more state regulatory agency depending on the state. Treatment can be done on-site or in a centralized treatment factories. If the discharge is allowed under state or federal law, it must be done under strict control, which would typically require Insurance from NPDES. Proper handling and care should be provided while handling these fluids. We don't want to contaminate either the surface or groundwater. So the vast majority of flowback fluid are disposed in an underground injection well. The injection of flowback fluid is normally conducted in a Class 2 injection well. A Class 2 well are used to inject fluid associated with oil and natural gas production. A Class 2 fluids are primarily brine or salt water that are brought to the surface while producing oil and gas. It is estimated that over 2 billion gallons of brine are injected in United States every day. Most oil and gas injection wells are in Texas, California, Oklahoma, and Kansas. The number of Class 2 wells varies from year to year based on fluctuations in the oil and gas demand and production. Approximately 1,800 Class 2 wells are in operation in United States. There are three main class of Class 2 well. These are disposal well, enhanced recovery well, and hydrocarbon storage wells.